messages from people. They try to dial in, but I think they get it done. So good evening, everybody, to our call tonight. Very excited about this call tonight. We're talking tonight about overcoming fear. And it's one thing, first of all, to realize, hey, maybe I have certain fears, and I want to talk open. So you're more than welcome to interact with me tonight. For those who don't know me, my name is Via Corrie, and I guide you a little bit through the presentation tonight. But as I said, if you have questions or comments in between, you're more than welcome to join me and to share with me. And the first is really where I want to talk with you about is, which fears do you think people are facing? And I want to have it interactive now. If you just can open up your microphones and talk to me. So what do you think, or maybe certain fears you want to admit or found out already about yourself, or maybe overcame? But if you don't have any fears, which fears do you think people are facing in a day-to-day life? It's related to Herbalife, maybe not related to Herbalife, just in general. Just think a little bit quickly and give me some feedback. Which fears do you think people are facing?
Fear of rejection.
Fear of rejection, Liesl?
Rejection, yeah.
Okay. Good one.
Fear of failure.
Fear of failure, yeah.
Probably on the flip side of that, fear of success as well.
Anything else one can think of? What fears do you think people are facing? Think of when I asked you to share your story in a HOM, what is it?
Public speaking.
Thank you.
I didn't want to say that.
Not you, Soraya, I know. But some people do, you know. What other fears can you think of? Anybody else? Okay, don't stress you more about it. I will share just now a couple of fears with you, which I found out as well, additional to what you said just now. But I want to start with a little quote from Anthony Robbins. Some of you know Anthony Robbins. I like to read his books and listen to his audios. And he says, if you look at what holds people back from expanding and depending the quality of their lives, what prevents them from taking the actions that are necessary to transform their body, relationships, or career, or business, or impact their kids, invariably it's fear. Fear of failure, of success, of rejection, of pain, and of the unknown. So when we see that, it's not just related to our success in business, it's also related to even our relationships and impact what we make in our community. And the fears I actually found when I was brainstorming for myself, it's like you said already, and also Anthony Robbins in his book, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of public speaking, fear to talk to people, which is maybe related also to fear of rejection, fear of pain. Pain is, for example, also when you do the exercise, you feel probably pain because of muscle pain and stuff like that, muscle stiffness, so people are fearful of that. Fear of the unknown, not happening, what happens on the other side of the road. When they go into a new adventure, let's say now you start your Herbalife business, or somebody starts on Herbalife just on the product. It's that fear of unknown, what we don't see in the other. So we're not just talking about ourselves tonight. We also try to understand our client a little bit more. They're sometimes fearful when they start on Herbalife, and we can't understand why they say, I must still think about it. And we think maybe there's something wrong with them, but they are just fearful of the unknown. They don't know. They're even fearful sometimes of change because they want to lose weight, but at the same time they are fearful How do they look like when they lose now their weight? Is the skin loose? And all of these things people ask sometimes people don't talk about it often. Open. So fear of rejection, and then a big one is fear of success, which is all of these fears or some of these fears are subconsciously in the people or even in us. So the only way you can actually work with your fears is, first of all, when you become aware of your fears, when you start really to acknowledge them and know that they are there. So, but very important is our fears are basically holding us back in our comfort zone. Like you see that lady here sitting in the box and looking out all the time because she knows outside of the box happens the magic, but not really trusting herself that she can get out there. But this is basically, we need to overcome our comfort zone. We need to overcome our fears that we really can go into the magic, what's happening there. So obviously we want to look tonight at solutions. And the first of all from the solution, it's really to start to rewire your brain. And it sounds strange maybe for you, but you really can change your thinking. Change your mindset, change your life. A lot of you have heard that saying over and over again. Darren Jones was big, one of our very successful guys in the US. When he came to South Africa for training, he said all the time, change your mindset, change your life, change your mindset, change your life. And it really stuck with me. And every time when I come to something where I think, I don't know, then I tell myself, change your mindset, change your life. Energy goes where energy flows. So if we think negative, we will go in a negative direction. If we think positive, we look different into the world. So it's very essential that we start to rewire our brain. So this is the surest way to overcome your fear and develop the courage that is needed to get to where you want to go. So how can you start to rewire your brain? Some of the people use mantras or affirmation. It's basically something you tell yourself over and over again. Because the more you repeat things inside your head or even loud to yourself, the more you repeat that, the more it becomes a reality. Now we do that often in a negative way, that we tell ourselves, I can't do this, I can't do that. I'm always losing there. And this negative image basically builds a wire in your brain which says, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't. And this is why a lot of people, and let me put a number to it, more than 90% of the people are in that negative space because they tell themselves, or they got told even when you grew up, you can't, you can't, you can't. People like us can't do this, yeah? And this is what you believe sooner or later. So to get out of that, you just need to rewire your brain. And this is what you do with affirmation. Some of you were already in our millionaire mindset training, where we were talking also about affirmation. But the importance is when you work with affirmation, it's something you need to do on a daily basis. It's like brushing teeth. It's like drinking our tea and shake. From one time, you get nothing out of it. You really need to do that on a daily basis. The same is reading uplifting books and audios. In your car, you can listen to audios if you're not big with reading. If you love reading, just put a specific time aside. And I know the most of you who listen at the moment, they think, yeah, I should do that. I heard that now often. But you really need to create a habit there where you plan into your day a specific time, or at least have the audio all the time in your car. Like I like to drive with CDs. I don't listen to the radio. I have a CD in my car and I listen to the CD over and over again. And it works magic for me. So this is where you basically help to interrupt the negative inner dialogue that goes on in your mind. And believe it or not, most of the people have that negative inner dialogue. And it just happens subconsciously. We are so used to it. And if we are not doing that negative inner dialogue, and we listen enough to the radio and all of these negative news, and listen enough to our friends who are talking all the time about accidents and bad stuff, what's happening at their work and this and that, negative, 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 it sets itself up in your brain. So this is where you need to get out of that comfort zone, yeah, just changing really something, and this is a daily habit you need to create. Beginning as a child, we are told negative things, that we can't do certain things or be or have certain things. If you don't take the initiative to rewire your brain, life will do it for you. So please be there very, very careful. And we just had that nice little video clip. I don't know if you have watched it, about that young lady who was born without legs. Did some of you saw that video? I posted it last Friday on our team chat. This lady was born without legs, but she's today a gymnast, yes, and absolutely successful in Los Angeles, in Hollywood. She's well known. So how did that happen? When she grew up, her dad told her all the time, you can't, it does not, I can't, doesn't exist. You always tell yourself, I can, I can, I can. So she grew up with that wire in her brain, I can do anything. I can, I can, I can. Today is this lady without legs, an independent, young, successful lady in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, and has already acted for the most popular stars. So watch that little video clip. It's really inspiring again to see what you can do. Energy goes where energy flows. Where some people give up, other people become highly successful. This is, for example, that morning affirmation, what I personally like a lot, yeah? Where you just in the morning talk loud to yourself, today is an incredible day, success, prosperity, and abundance in many different forms have naturally found their way into my life today. I gratefully enjoy their manifestations throughout my day and happily share these blessings of abundance with many others in order to bring happiness to their day as well. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm wealthy. I'm secure. I'm worthy. I'm positive. I'm blessed. I'm grateful. I'm beautiful. I'm courageous. I'm excited about today. So, and I just urge you, some of you have this card. If you don't have the card and want to have it, just contact me. But this really, even when you just read these words, it makes already a positive impact in you. So start with something, find an affirmation which works for you in the morning, which you can read first thing in the morning. It's like brushing your teeth, it's like drinking our shake tea aloe to get the detox going, to get rid of that toxins in our mind, what we have all the time. Have a well thought out plan, very important if you want to overcome fear. So we begin to worry and overanalyze situations when we don't have a detailed and well thought out plan for our life. I mean, for our life, when we are not clear, extremely clear about the goals with a detailed plan and how to achieve those goals. So you need goals and you need an action plan to it. So after you have a well-detailed plan and take action, that taking action towards meaningful goals helps to relieve stress and gives you a huge sense of enjoyment. But if you just do action, action, action without the plan and without the clear goals, then these actions causes a lot of fear because you worry about the outcome. And it's probably the fear of success then, because you don't know what to do then with the success. It sounds crazy, but this is stuck in us sometimes deep inside, that we don't set goals because of fear of failure or fear of success. So if you don't have goals, if you struggle to set goals for your life, you really need to go into yourself. Is it fear of success? Is it fear of failure? Because then you only can take action towards meaningful goals, which helps to relieve the stress and gives you a huge sense of enjoyment. Fear creeps in and paralyzes us when we don't take the time to plan our lives, where we have a clear plan and a clear understanding how our life should look like. And it's scary sometimes to look at your life and think, okay, what is it actually what I want to have? And it's maybe not related to the cars and the houses like some of the other people. So even there you need to go deep in yourself and think, okay, what drives me? What is really, what should my life look like at the end of the day when I look back at my life? And then you get there clearer and clearer, and maybe you need even a mentor for that then to plan basically and put also the time to it. And then the third point is do one thing every day that scares you. So if you want to get out of your comfort zone, you must get started somewhere. So living in our comfort zone is not the best way to live. Not doing the things that frighten you will increase the likelihood that your fears will become bigger and taking over your life. So meaning, when you're just stuck in your comfort zone, you know basically outside from the comfort zone is the beautiful life, but you don't take really charge of your life and you don't really start to get out of your comfort zone, then the fear will become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It builds up actually like a snowball. You don't know about snowballs, only me from Germany, and if Doris on the call, she knows from Germany, but it's growing bigger and bigger, and one day you can't see over it anymore, and you're stuck basically in your comfort zone forever. And you become that poor, miserable me, like a lot of people we find out there, who just miserable because they are actually miserable with themselves, because they haven't taken the opportunity to change, but they are miserable with the rest of the world because they are just angry and miserable with everybody. Don't become like that. So we need to do every day a little step forward and a little bit something which scares ourselves. So it can even be something small that you choose to do, but do something daily that scares you. If this is wearing the badge, I remember in the beginning, wearing the badge was big scary for me. Then it came to that point, talking to somebody or even tapping on the badge and talk to somebody. But it was getting out of that comfort zone, and now I do it and finding a way how I did it. Yeah. So in the beginning, I needed always something in my hand, like the flyers or doing a survey, that I just overcame that talking to people. So what you see today and think, oh, Bea is such a natural. She talks just to everybody. I was not like that. I had to overcome my fears. So as I said, you need to step out of that comfort zone and work on becoming comfortable with the uncomfortable. So when you, and it's almost like those who exercise, some of you I see on the call just now, you exercise. When you get started with exercise, so Raya, I see you just now, just nod or shake your head, but when you started to run marathons, I mean, the first marathon for sure was a tough one and you had a long time to recover, yeah? Whereas now it's much easier because you know exactly what's happening to you. But you stepped out of your comfort zone the moment you signed yourself in for the first marathon to do. You had no clue what's happening on these 42 kilometers. You didn't even know how to get to 10, 20, 30. What's happening? How do you feel there? This is stepping out of your comfort zone. If you do 10 push-ups easily and you start to do 15 or 20, or like Liesl is into weightlifting and she takes now on more and more weight, it's stepping out of that comfort zone. And the same is in every part in our life. We need to step out of the comfort zone to really achieve something. So when you form the habit of doing something daily that scares you, your courage grows little by little. And this must be part of your plan. I have people from the focus group on the call, and 2 of them you will hear later on. And there's basically, we decided 2 weeks ago, we talked to 10 people every single day without any excuse. And it was a tough one because it was for each one who is in the focus group that overcoming what scares you and no excuses attitude. So soon enough, the barriers that once were holding you back vanish actually, and your potential maximizes tremendously. But it only starts when you start to make that first step out of your comfort zone. Making the bold decision to not let fear hold you back anymore is one of the best decisions you can make to ensure future success. I'm going to repeat that. Making the bold decision to not let fear hold you back anymore is one of the best decisions you can make to ensure future success. If I ask each one of you on the call right now, do you want to become successful? You will say, yes, of course. But fear is holding you back, because the moment I ask you, but why are you not successful now? Why are you not the happiest person on earth? It's because certain fear is holding you back. So that decision and fear is not holding me back anymore. It's not something that happens overnight, but taking intentional action and running towards your fears daily will give you a promising result in the long run. And you find the answers often when somebody is saying, I don't feel comfortable doing this. So it's for example, going up and sharing your story at the HOM or at the BBS. I don't feel comfortable to share my story. Or the best excuse of your fear is basically to say, my story is not important. It's a fear. Your story is important, and you know that your story is important, but it's basically that fear. I could say something wrong, I could talk too long, or I could stutter all of a sudden, or my voice disappears all of a sudden. All of these fears, basically. Yeah? Or when somebody says, I'm not comfortable with wearing the badge. What was that for me? It was definitely fear of how other people look at me, that they laugh at me wearing that badge, yeah, till I really had developed a different attitude to it, and today I'm proud wearing this badge. So everything that you want in life is past your comfort zone. You must understand that. So if you stay in your natural, what we call comfort zone, you will not expand. You will not live the life you want to have. So don't let fear be the reason you lived a half-lived life. So fear number one, I want to talk about two fears now. And I think it's probably the biggest fears. It's not believing in yourself. So if you're not believing in yourself that you're really gonna make it, and you're gonna be successful, and you're going to Paris, and you're gonna be a GET team one day, and you're gonna be a president team one day, if this is like, I want to, but deep inside you have that fear, I think that's not me. I can't imagine myself as a president team. I can't, yeah, you just can't see yourself on that level. Then the solution is very, very simple. Just set smaller goals to accomplish faster. Yeah. So the key to breaking this in small little wins each day, so you can gain the confidence. It's just building up that confidence level, like you build up a muscle when you start to make the first push-up, or when you start to run the first K, then you run 2Ks, 3Ks. This is how you build it up till you finally can run a marathon. This is how you can finally make 10 push-ups, 20 push-ups without any problems. So you need basically to take on a goal game in your business. Make it a game to see how many small victories each day you can have. This can be as simple as not checking email every hour. People who sit permanently in front of the email and on the WhatsApp and in Facebook and in Instagram the whole day, that's a fear. That's a fear that's just making yourself busy with something, not doing what you want to do or what you can do. And this is basically where you can shift around. So this can be as simple as not checking email every hour, or completing one simple task each day by the deadline you create for yourself. And for example, it can be talk to 10 people a day. And if 10 is too big for you, talk to 5 people a day. If 5 is too big, talk to 2 people a day. But do it consistently every single day. Make that deadline, yeah? that you say, okay, every single morning I put 2 hours aside where I talk to 5 people a day, minimum. A goal can be 500% purchase volume you want to achieve every single month. A goal can be 5 to 7 new customers every single month. So, but make it a goal where you can say, I go for that, and I do anything for that. And this is where you set smaller goals, yeah? So when, for example, some of you have that goal, Paris, but Paris is being a supervisor, and you have accumulated 5,000 volume points till July. Is it possible for everybody who is right now on the call? Definitely. But sometimes you see, because of the forest, not the one single tree. This is a saying what we have in Germany. So we need to break it down in small goals. And first of all, if you've never done 500 ppv every single month, you break it down and you go for your 500 ppv, for example. Yeah. If you don't have a customer at all, you go for your 5 to 7 new customers every single month. And you will build up through that the confidence. It's all about gaining confidence. Then another fear is you lack enough experience and knowledge to get started. You think you don't know enough, in simple words. So this is often when people get started new, or in between you get stuck, you find yourself all of a sudden, now you want to study nutrition, or now you want to learn more, and you start to read more and more and more and more and more books. But it's limiting yourself. Don't limit yourself if you don't have enough knowledge. With everything that's available online, you're telling me you can't learn what you need to? Everything is there. We have our Monday webinar, we have our calls. I was impressed today. I was talking to one of our newer members who just recently, in short 3 months, she qualified to the supervisor level. And she said to me, Bea, I'm just studying at the moment. I said, oh, wow, what are you studying? She said, level 10 club.co.za. I was laughing. She's watching at all the video clips at the moment, which are valuable for her. And every day she chooses a one new of these videos, which where she feels can basically complement her business, where she can learn more. So she takes a certain time aside for just learning more. We have that on the Herbalife page with all the products, and. So you can either find a mentor, you study free resources online, what we have, or mimic successful processes. This is when we learn the wellness assessment, when we talk, when we do a shake party, where we just copy the shake party other successful people are doing. So there is nothing really where we should not get started. There are so many ways to improve your knowledge daily and get the experience to become a great coach. But in getting started, basically, you build the confidence. So if you only sit at home and read the books, you actually, the longer you read and the longer you try to learn and study, the more you hold yourself back from success. And you know that there is enough students out there who have finished their studies, who are brilliant graduates, but they don't find a job. And it has a lot to do with studying a lot. It's sometimes not the offer what is on the market, but it's basically they are stuck a little bit in that learning. I must learn more, must learn more instead of getting into the practice. And with Herbalife, we are so fortunate that we actually learn and earn at the same time. So the more we put into practice, the more we build our confidence level, and the more that helps us to overcome our fears. So really use what we have available with our Monday webinar, our HRM, our workshops. We have with every Herbalife opportunity meeting on a Tuesday evening, on a Wednesday morning, on a Thursday morning, on a Saturday. In each region in South Africa and even worldwide, we have these meetings and workshops and success academies. You just really need to plug yourself into it. And this shows basically the moment you sit at home and go nowhere, this is where you sit in your comfort zone. It's almost the moment you sit on your couch, comfort zone. Get off the couch, get off the couch. So where energy goes, energy flows. I just want to ask Vanessa. She's with us in the focus group, and I think she experienced quite a nice journey in the last couple of weeks, but especially in the last 2 weeks. With that commitment, we're talking to 10 people every single day. And Vanessa, I just want to ask you, when I asked you earlier on, you said, yeah, it's not a problem to talk about your fears, and I really highly appreciate, because it's a very personal subject to talk about it. And so thank you very much that you help us there. Yeah, just up to you, Vanessa.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Most of what Bea spoke about prior to in the video this evening, or in the call this evening, that's basically me in a nutshell. I wasn't very confident. I talk a lot. I can talk a lot, but the fear is talking to other people, talking to strangers, talking to people that I don't know. So if I'm in a crowd and I don't know you, I won't easily just go up to you and start a conversation. But being in a focus group, I can say that it's really helped me a lot. And also in my personal life, as you all know, I follow a spiritual path. And on that path, I'm also forced to stand in front of crowds of people and speak about a topic that most of us aren't comfortable talking about, and that's the Bible. So there I've also learned to overcome my fears, and that has become a comfort zone for me now because I'm doing it for 4 years. But with Herbalife, it's a whole different story because you've got to go out there. My fear is, are the people going to reject me? Are the people going to be rude to me? I'm not too sure what the reaction is. So what the result is, I've made a lot of excuses. One of my excuses was, because I'm working, I'm doing this part-time. I've got a family to see to. I don't drive, so I can't really go out at night. So I was one of those that I would chat to people at work because I know them. I'd chat to people at church because I know them. And I'm on not very much on Facebook, but on WhatsApp, because it's easier. I found it easier for me to communicate and speak to people if I'm not facing. So with this exercise that we had to do now, in the last 2 weeks, I basically said to myself, look, if I'm not going to do it for me, nobody else is going to do it for me. You know, we have all been given the tools in life. Things for yourself, but a lot of us take the opportunity to just go through life and we no matter what our goals are in life. Just because of that fear I had. So in the last week, what I did was I just said to myself, I'm going to take my bag and I'm going to go out for the day and I'm going to choose a different direction each day and I'm going to have fun. In the past, and I didn't talk up the fish to smile to me if they're young or studying. But I find that
Breaking up.
Vanessa?
They were so shocked for me. I went out there.
Vanessa?
Can you hear me?
Vanessa, your line is very bad.
Yes.
You come and go.
Okay. So,
I don't know if this is the same for the others or is it just on my side?
No, I can't hear it also.
Okay. Vanessa, maybe you can do me the yeah?
Problems with the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Try it again. So what we could hear is you take your bag in the morning and you decide you have fun and you go always in a different direction.
Yeah, so I tell myself I'm just going to go out. I'm going to do some window shopping, whatever the case may be. But I'll walk with my business cards in my bag with no expectation. I've actually learned that over the week because my problem was I focused on the outcome. And I realized that was my biggest fear. The outcome would be the outcome of rejection, which is what I hate. And the first day, after the third, it got easier. And I managed to hand out 11, 12 of my flyers that day. And I've got responses back from 1 or 2 of those people. And that sort of boosted me, and it's given me a bit of more confidence. So I did that every day, just going up to people, smiling at them. This is not something I do easily. I don't easily smile at people. Again, fear of rejection. But with practice and doing it every day, I'm gaining momentum. So I've been managing on average between 10 and 12 flyers a day. If I don't make my 10, it's also okay. It's just about planting the seed for me. So what I want to end off with is just to say that the fear is not a fear out there. It is a fear within yourself. And if I can overcome it, I think everybody else can overcome it. So I'm actually having fun out there, people, going out every day. With me not working now, so it's easier for me to go out each day. So it's like I'm on holiday. But I see you, I smile at you, I chat to you about whatever, just depending on the situation. I don't have a script. So it's all on impulse. And I'm finding it very, very exciting. So whoever's battling with that fear, tell yourself, look in the mirror and tell yourself, the fear is outside. It's not outside, the fear is within you. You are the one that's harboring the fear. You're holding yourself back. And I realize I've done that for myself for far too long.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing, Vanessa.
So that's from me, Bea.
Thank you very much. Fantastic. What I can say already, Cheryl and now also Doris, who I asked just now to share her experience with us, became in these 2 weeks actually a magnet. Really a magnet. Things happen to them, so we daily report to each other what's happening. And what I can see is they are surprised by themselves, the responses they get right now. So because they have shifted their focus, and one important part is what Vanessa just said now, is to detach yourself from the outcome. It doesn't matter what comes out. If the person wants a product, not a product, want to have a trial, not a trial, want to have an appointment, not an appointment, they are completely detached from the outcome when they talk to somebody. And this has shifted. They become more and more magnet. They became already a magnet. It's absolutely magnificent. So I'm just looking if we have Doris still on the call. Doris. Is Doris still?
Doris was battling to get in.
I see Doris.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah. Doris. Doris. There's a chat. Let me see the chat. Hi, Farida.
Sorry, I'm late.
No
Hi.
problem.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Now we can hear you, Doris. Now you're unmuted again. 1 sec. I unmute you again.
Okay.
Now-
So sorry about the line. It's very unstable because we have seen the weather conditions. It's minus 15 and the storm is it's terrible. So everything is upside down and now you're frozen again.
No, I can hear you.
But can you hear me?
Yeah, it's coming and going. Try it. Just get started, Doris.
Okay, so I'm talking about my experience. Okay, so it is the same, like Vanessa already said. I'm a very outgoing person, and I like to talk to people that I know. But when it's about talking about business with people I don't know, then I'm very shy. You can hear me, yeah? Okay. So and when we started with we must go out, we should go out. Is it okay?
Yeah.
We should go out. Okay, I'll start in a place where I feel comfortable. Let's say the gym, the locker room of the gym. And I know a topic, I can talk to the people. so that I don't have to make something up, or it's easier for me to talk about sports and say, okay, what's your goal here in the gym, and have you been here for a long time, and so on. And then I can start, and then I can talk about my business and ask them whether they want to lose weight or know anybody who wants to lose weight or to have a healthy breakfast, and so on. Or when I go to the cafe, I just sit there, have a small talk with the people about the weather and about just these things that you use normally in a small talk, and then you can switch over to what you are doing, and also give your story to the people that you have lost a lot of. I've lost kilos, and I feel more energy, and I like what I'm doing, and so on. And then they start listening. I sometimes have a good day, I must admit, then I can do 10 or 7 contacts. Sometimes it's only 3, but it's also due to the weather, because nobody is outside in this cold weather. And so I really is where I can meet people, like in the cafe, in the gym, or in a shop. And in the shop, sometimes, I say, okay, and then I see their posture, how they look, how they walk, and I think, oh no, I'm still afraid, I must admit, in certain places. But, it's learning by doing. And the more I do it, and the better it becomes. And so I really had some success. And the more I talk and I go up to the people, then suddenly I have a flow, and people come to me. I get more customers, I get members, and this is quite something. And and the biggest feeling is that I'm proud of myself when I have really achieved something like that, and I can talk to people. Yeah,
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's it so far. And I really, and what I really said, I tell myself all when they say no, or they don't have time, or they start they shake
Doris?
something wrong me.
Doris?
Away. And
Doris, unfortunately, the last sentence we couldn't hear anymore. But I think everybody got the picture. And Doris, if you want to share it later on with you, you're more than welcome to voice note on how
I don't take it personally.
She doesn't.
Say, okay, so.
Okay, I think you got a little bit the picture. What I want to share with you quickly, I don't know if Doris is still there. Basically on the second or third day, she's in Germany, it's very cold there. And then I told the focus group, we talk now to 10 people every single day without any excuse. What was important is that each one of them really admitted the fear, that they have a fear to talk to people. But as you heard earlier on, to overcome fear, you need to face your fear. So Doris sent us one message from a day where it was really terrible for her. And I just read it to you because I'm sure she allows it to me. So she was telling us, hello buddies, I had a terrible day today. After school, I wanted to talk to 10 people. As it is very cold, as it is very cold at the moment, and a strong wind makes it even colder, nobody was on the streets. So I went to the gym. I was the only customer this afternoon. After my practice session, I took a detour of 15 kilometers by car to a small town, to a mall in a bigger town. Even there, I counted only 5 people who didn't look as if they would like to talk to me. So I took my 10 flyers and stuck them to 10 cars and drove home. The next few days will even grow colder with day temperature around -4. I hope that this winter will be over soon so that everybody will creep out from their caves. Sorry about my bad results, but I must always think of places where I might be able to find people. Now, Doris could have used that as an excuse, but then we shared a couple of ideas, and she started on the same day to read some positive stuff and she shared it even with us. And then she finished off the day on a high because she sent out a couple of emails to people she knows, personalized emails, and there she got all of a sudden positive response. And she made a telephone call with an old classmate. I had already written an email telling her about my business. She is interested in the business, and now we are looking for a suitable date for an HRM. So she would not have done that being not out of her comfort zone. And this is what you heard just now from Vanessa and Doris. So the moment you step out of the comfort zone, it's easy to excuse yourself. But all the time when you excuse yourself, it's too hot, too cold, too dry, too whatever, too windy, you find excuses not stepping out of your comfort zone. So you need to get over that to really jump out of your comfort zone to get to success. The success is there for you, for everybody. There is no special person who does not deserve success. But the people who sit back on the couch in their comfort zone, they will not have the success. And one day they give up completely. So you need to jump out. And this is basically what I share with you here, is you see 98% of the people, they're stuck in their comfort zone. You can't be a Herbalife member, you can't be even a Herbalife supervisor, but you can't really think of really growing your business, earning exponential incomes when you don't start to get out of that 98% comfort zone. Yeah, this is being like everyone else, insecure, being in a survival mode, fear, just getting by, a dull life, play it safe. It's every day the same, procrastination, I do it tomorrow, next year gonna be everything different, the regrets we have, could I have done this when I was younger, settling for less basically. Whereas outside of the comfort zone is the going for your dreams. It's confidence. It's exploring new things. It's choosing happiness. It's fulfillment. It's embracing the unknown. It's excitement. It's liking the change. Listen to that, liking the change. Most of the people hate change because it makes you uncomfortable. Living without limits, abundance, act in spite of fear. And this is basically where we head to when we want to overcome our fears. So when we are aware of that we want to be 2% of the population, we don't want to be average. You don't want to have the comfort zone where you're basically fearful for the rest of your life, where you're just in a survival mode. People hate being in a survival mode, but they are not willing to jump out. And I repeat myself, you can't jump out of that comfort zone like, now I jump out and I'm outside with the 2% of the population. It's a development, day by day, with small little steps. This is why you need to be clear. What is outside your comfort zone? What are your dreams? What are your goals? And then make a clear plan to it where you even track yourself all the time. Did I do that? Did I do that? It's creating basically habits. So set goals and develop disciplines for it. So you really, and you have heard that maybe often, you need the meeting. The moment you are in your comfort zone, the moment you are fearful, the moment you're not liking basically where you're stuck right now, the moment things don't go well for you, you need the meeting. You need the positive energy from our HRM. You need that LDW which is coming up, yeah. You need the supervisor workshop. You need each meeting you are qualified for, like you need the air to breathe to get you out of your comfort zone. It's really necessary. These are the lifts to take you out of your comfort zone. This is when you see successful people and you feel sometimes not comfortable in the surrounding of successful people. It's basically confronting you with your comfort zone. always the uncomfortable. So let me put it that way. Yeah. And this is, but you need to be around successful people that it inspires you. Even exercise develops disciplines. Yeah. So exercise daily. Find something which you like, which challenges you a little bit. Eating well, eating the right things. The more starches and sweets and sugary stuff you eat, the more basically you stuck on that couch, you're getting lazy, you don't want to get out of your comfort zone. The more you eat healthy, the right stuff, you get the energy, you want to get out there. The affirmation on a daily basis, like we were discussing earlier on, it is a must. You need to talk positive to yourself every single day. And when you have it in front of you in a little card, you can write it for yourself. I can share the card with you, what I was talking about earlier on, when that inspires to you. If not, just Google affirmation and find an affirmation which actually is yours, where you feel comfortable with it. Write it down and read it every single morning. Read it morning and evening. It takes not even a minute, but it works on your wires in your brain that you get wired in a new way. Personal development daily. Track your progress on a daily basis. Only people who stuck in their comfort zone, they don't track their progress because they think their progress is not there. But somebody who knows that progress takes time, and progress is the small little tiny steps, talking with one person a day, talking with 2 people a day, this can be already progress. But track yourself. If you achieve 2 volume points more than the month before, that is progress. Track your progress. Don't play blind. And then be patient with yourself. Often we expect too much in too little time. If I not be president team within next month, I'm gonna give up. I overdo it now, but this is how people sometimes act. Yeah. If you see it's a progression every single day, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Don't give up. Should that be? Don't give up. Don't excuse yourself not following the plan. You need to understand the moment you have in your head, I think I'm gonna give up. If this and this not happen, I'm gonna give up. Or if you start to excuse yourself, I couldn't follow my plan, I couldn't talk today to 5 people or to 10 people because of, give yourself the answer, you sit back in the comfort zone, you sit back in the couch. Yeah. So if you start to have, if you really set your goal and you set your action plan to it, then follow that action plan every single day. Fight for it. Go for it. Yeah. But remember, as we said early on, don't maybe break a big goal into smaller goals that you don't overstress yourself. So what comes easy won't last. What lasts won't come easy. I love that sentence, and it's so true. Because we look actually for something which comes easy, it's not happening in life. If you really want to have something with substance, then it's something which won't come easy. Fight for it. The struggle you are in today is developing the strength you need for tomorrow. So everything what is easy will not really develop yourself. So life really begins at the end of the comfort zone. So I hope I could really give you some food for thought tonight, because it's very, very important. It's not something which is completely answered, but what I wanted really is to trigger a little bit the thinking around, okay, I need to make goals now. I need to have a plan. And then look for a mentor who can really, somebody who challenges you. You need a mentor who challenges you, or a buddy who challenges you, where you can go into that, tracking each other, that you don't sit back on the comfort in your comfort zone. It's almost like you have somebody at home who says, hey, what are you doing on the couch again? Get off the couch. Yeah. And whatever it is, it can be related to the Herbalife business. It can be related to doing the exercise if you're lazy and not doing the exercise and don't get into the shape you want to be. So this is what you need to answer yourself. It can be a little bit of everything. Usually we should have goals actually, and each department in our life, which means our health, which means our levels, which means all different parts in life. So in ending of this, I hope I could give you some value. Anybody wants to have a comment to it, what you heard tonight?
No. Been great. Thank you, Bea.
Thanks, Bea. All good.
Okay, super. Then thank you very much for listening for tonight, and I wish you an awesome week. I checked to the focus group right now, and the next focus group for March is starting now in March. So next Monday we have the new focus group also starting. So if somebody is interested, you can let us know. Okay, dokes. Have a good evening.
Thanks, Bea.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I like your new
Bye,
hair,
Farida.
Farida. Suits you.
Thank you, Pia.
Bye.
Bye.